Hi, good Monday, and welcome back. And thanks for starting off another week with us here at Your News Today, this time on the 17th day of April, where this week is not going to start and continue as did last. This one's going to be more active weather-wise, trying to put a smile on. We're going to see some showers throughout much of your forecast, maybe a few thunderstorms as well, and some sun, mind you. Temperatures will be fluctuating a bit as well, 60s, 70s, low 80s as well. We'll talk about that. And last week, the big focus was on the Easter weekend forecast for McGoffin County. Now the focus is on the big prom forecast for this Saturday. And it's already started kind of juggling back and forth. We'll tell you more about that in just a few moments. If you didn't make it over to the Mountain Art Center, as I spoke of on Thursday, I believe it was, to take in a production of Annie Jr., well, I'll show you who and what you missed. Pretty outstanding group of young people. A couple of auto accidents over the course of the weekend. We'll talk about actually one earlier today, which also involved a Sagersville City Councilman. Also, thus canceling tonight's regular session of the Sagersville City Council. We'll get to all of that in just a few moments. A whole lot of other news and information. A new week means a new calendar and much, much more. But a few things before we go anywhere. And sadly, tonight we have to start off with a fatality in neighboring Breathitt County. A Breathitt County man dedicated to his family, his force, and his high school alma mater, just to name a few of his most important things. And many of the high school students was killed early yesterday morning in an ATV crash on a road that many local and area ATV enthusiasts travel in Breathitt County. Lieutenant Sean Howard, a veteran of the Jackson Police Force, was driving his side-by-side on Quicksand Creek Road just before 5 o'clock early Sunday morning when he struck a tree. He was pronounced dead at the scene. We know that Howard was accompanied by a female passenger at the time who was still alive and who was airlifted to the UK Medical Center. So far, her condition or injuries have not been reported. But what we know about Officer Howard is that he has been named as an outstanding individual and officer and father by all those who know and knew him. He was a 19-year veteran of the Jackson Police Department. That means that he had served in that capacity for practically half of his life. He's also survived by his mother, wife, and their 6-year-old daughter. We know that funeral services are going to be held this Thursday at 1 o'clock. Visitation will begin Wednesday night and last from 6 till 9. Both visitation and services have been set for the Jackson City School Gymnasium, where he often coached basketball and had for many, many years. Another group of people who are mourning his loss tonight. In other headlines, before we get back to some local news, a federal judge has sentenced a man from Lexington to life in prison for illegally distributing or giving drugs that caused an overdose death in Lexington. It's not local headlines, but it is headlines that should grab the attention of anyone dealing drugs, and it's not the first case, but they're starting to become more and more common. Senior U.S. District Judge Joseph Hood just today formally sentenced 28-year-old Joshua Donald Ewing for distribution of fentanyl and heroin, resulting in the death of Jeremy Deaton, a father of two. Under federal law, those convicted of illegally distributing the Schedule I and Schedule II drugs that result in death face a minimum of 20 years in prison and a maximum of a life sentence. If the defendant has a prior felony drug conviction, well, they are subject to a mandatory life sentence, no ifs, ands, or buts. A jury found Ewing guilty of the offense earlier this year. According to evidence that was brought forth during the trial in February of last year, Ewing sold a mixture of fentanyl and heroin to Deaton, who thought he was only buying heroin. Deaton consumed the drugs and died of an overdose. Fentanyl, as we've all started to learn and have come to know, sadly, is an extremely powerful opioid that can be as much as 50 times stronger than heroin. A toxicologist confirmed in the case that had it not been for the fentanyl, Deaton wouldn't have died. The toxicologist also further explained that Deaton's blood contained more than 5 times the therapeutic range for fentanyl. At the time he illegally sold the drugs to Deaton, Ewing was on probation for a prior felony drug conviction, meaning that he now has, of course, received a life sentence for distribution of the drug causing the death. Well, on to a little better news, a little more uplifting news. I didn't have time to put the picture up. A little background music would have been nice, but you'll get the drift in just a few seconds. Coming off their 4 International Bluegrass Music Award nominations in 2016, the Lonesome River Band continues a relentless touring schedule this year. And on Friday, this coming Friday, the 28th, not this Friday, but the next, my apologies, Friday, April the 28th, they will make a stop in Pressburg at the Willard and Lucy Kinzer Theater in the Mountain Arts Center. Their latest album, 2016's Bridging the Tradition, was nominated for Album of the Year. That's just a part of what you're going to hear. Lonesome River Band has been one of the most popular bluegrass groups since the release of their breakout CD back in the early 90s and 91, Carrying the Tradition. And you might be you'll be more than interested to know there's an opening act, Turning Ground, who continues to turn heads around the region and surrounding states, is going to be opening for Lonesome River Band. Featuring the vocals and songwriting of Nathan Arnott, of course, Mike Daniels, Ralph Adams, and the band. It's going to be a great show. I'm already checking my calendar. And I think, before I look at it, I'm already thinking it's not going to cooperate. But, man, I really want to make it to that show. You'll want to call them back and get your tickets soon. Well, it's going to be a commercial, but since it's just in, I just don't have it ready. From our friends and sponsors at the Sayersville National Bank, they've got new summer banking hours that I've been asked to pass along to you. Yes, new branch banking hours effective on the 29th. So not until a little later on towards the end of the month, but just so you know. They'll be open at the branch bank Monday through Friday, the drive-through 8 till 5, and the lobby 9 till 5. And, of course, the ATM's always open around the clock. And on Saturdays, 8 until noon in the drive-through, while the lobby will be closed. And, again, ATM open around the clock. More headlines in just a minute. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. At least 2 auto accidents to report to you, possibly some other headlines, all of which I'm still trying to gather a few more details on tonight. So let's go to our most entertaining story of the evening. Last week, I interviewed Terry Salyer. Terry is the executive director of Appalachian Theater, and they were at the Oscar for the past several weeks, as he and I discussed, have been practicing for a production of Annie Jr. that took place on numerous occasions, numerous shows over the course of the weekend. Friday for students, I think Friday night, and then Saturday for family and friends. And a group of young Magoffin and Johnson County people, 60 to 70% of which had never been on a stage before in that manner, absolutely put on an incredible performance. Annie Jr. was something to see. If you didn't get to see it, well, here's who and what you missed. And we'll begin with Miss Hannigan. We'll start there with mean old Miss Hannigan. That's a good place to start. That was also played by Katie Sexton, who is surrounded by her orphans. And in this case, it's Dalen Patrick, Brooklyn Perry, Kiana Fairchild, Brooklyn Keaton, Cayman Hall, Aaron Rudd, and you can't forget Atlas, who stole the show. Atlas portraying Sandy.
Well, actually, a lot of people says I did a 360 on this because I'm not really mean or anything. So it was actually really a good experience becoming mean and screaming at these kids. There's actually a joke that they do behind stage, and they'll be like, "Hi, Miss Hannigan. You're not really mean."
But has it been a little fun?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a blast.
Annie, read me your note. Again? Please? Sure, Molly. Here it comes again. Please take good care of our little darling. Her name is Annie. She was born... It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. No one cares for you, us kids. When you're in an orphanage, it's the hard knock life. It's the hard knock life. It's the hard knock life.
Hey, Aggie. How's the prettiest gal south of 14th Street?
Bundles. Get the laundry, then get out.
So long, gorgeous. Merry Christmas.
How much fun has the rest of you girls had doing this?
I can yell loud. Yeah, in the middle of park knock life, I have to yell, so it's
Favorite part.
it's pretty fun. Yeah.
What's been your favorite part about the whole thing? From rehearsal to now, to last night to today, what's been some of your favorite parts?
It's been fun meeting new people.
Yeah, meeting the people was fantastic.
Say, kid, you see any stray mutts around here?
No, sir.
All right, good then. They must be all run wild over to Astor Place.
Hey, there's one they didn't get. They're after you, ain't they? Well, they're after me too. The sun'll come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come on now. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day
What made you decide to do it?
Well, I've always really liked acting, and one of my friends said that they were doing this show, and I've always loved Annie, so I just decided to do it.
What about you girls? What drew you to Annie?
I did speech and drama, and I asked my coach if there was any live things that he could help me get into, and Terry came into one of our speech and drama practices and told everybody where we was going to be at and let us know his contact information. Then I ended up here.
What was it like going out on the stage last night for the first time? The big stage.
I was nervous because I'd never done anything like that before, obviously.
What about you two?
It was nervous at first. I was nervous at first, but I think I kind of got over it. I'm
too.
good.
Is this giving you all inspiration to stick
Yeah.
with it or do anything, or what are you kind of thinking?
I want to do more, definitely.
So do
Yeah.
Redheaded, 11. I'm sorry, we don't have any orphans like that. What about this child right here? Oh, Annie, you don't want her. Annie, would you like to spend the Christmas holidays at Mr. Warbucks' house?
I would love to.
You can have any orphan here, but not Annie. Well, maybe I'll call the Board of Orphans in. If it's Annie you want, it's Annie you get. It's Annie I want.
I think I'm here. When you wake, bring more Drake. Drake will bring your tray. When you're through, Mrs. Mew comes to take it away.
It's been fun. They're a good group to work with. It's the biggest part I've ever had, so I was a little nervous, but I was excited to try it.
Well, so you've been on stage before. How does this compare to some of those shows you've done in regards to just a show in and of itself, or anything?
It's good. It's a little different, but just because it's more grounded and more fun.
What about you guys? Is there anything that you guys could say to somebody watching, maybe of your age, who has always kind of wanted to do this, or a little bit fearful of it, or nervous? What would some of you say to them when they're watching?
I would say don't. It's a lot of fun. You work with great people, and if you are interested in doing any sort of something like this, contact Mr. Salyer via Facebook or some other social media, and he would be happy to accommodate with you.
It's not a boy. Orphans are boys.
I'm so sorry, sir. You just said orphans, so I chose a girl.
Well, I suppose she'll have to do. Annie, huh? Annie what?
Oh, I'm just Annie, Mr. Warbucks, sir. Haven't got any last name. Sorry I'm not a boy.
Not at all. I couldn't be happier. Grace, we'll start with the iron ore shipments from Toledo, and what are we going to do about this child?
It is her first night here, sir.
Annie, I suppose we ought to do something special for your first night. How'd you like to go to the movies?
Gosh, Mr. Warbucks, sir, I've never been to one.
Then it's settled. You'll go to the Roxy, and then an ice cream soda at Rumble Myers, and then a handsome taxi cab ride around Central Park.
Golly.
A lot of places, a lot of schools don't have these opportunities. How neat is it for you guys to be able to go to the Oscar and work with Terry?
It's very interesting to be able to work with him.
Elaborate, please.
He's he's very accommodating. He's really hilarious. He's always fun to work with. And this is probably the best show that I've done.
Good afternoon, Miss Hannigan.
What's the matter? Her Orbuck's put up with Annie already.
On the contrary, Miss Hannigan, this has to be signed and returned to the Board of Orphans no later than 10 o'clock tomorrow.
What for?
Because Mr. Warbucks is so taken with Annie that he wants to adopt her.
Annie, the daughter of a millionaire.
Oh no, the daughter of a billionaire.
This is actually our first production together.
So you guys are some of the newbies then?
Yeah.
What's it been like? And what got you here?
It's been very amazing. I asked a fellow cast member if there's any plays around here, and she recommended this one, and it's been really fun.
Yeah, and she recommended this to me, and I figured I'd just tag along because they needed somebody, and I didn't expect I'd love it this much. Honestly, it's very fun.
It ain't fair, this here life is driving me nuts. While we get peanuts, she's living fat.
Maybe she holds the key, that little lady,
To getting more bucks.
Instead of less. Maybe we fix the game with something shady.
Where does that put us?
Give me one guess.
Yes.
I've watched the movies, like all the adaptations, and I never thought I'd be able to play a character like this until I actually tried it, and then I was like, well, okay.
So I'm assuming that means that you're open to doing this some more.
Yeah.
To think that I've lived here all my life and never seen these things. NYC, the whole world keeps coming. By bus, by train, you can't explain.
Bella, what got you into this?
Well, when Mr. Terry had auditions for the Cinderella play, I thought that I might want to try it. It's really fun playing the role as Annie because you just get to do a lot of stuff out there on the stage, and it's just really fun. It's just been the most fun because you get to meet a lot more people. It's been really amazing. Like, they're really nice, and they help everybody. Like, they're none rude, they're all really nice.
Comes and dressed NYC. Tomorrow a penthouse. That's way up high tonight. The why not? It's NYC. NYC. You're standing lonely. You crown, you're still the champ. Amen. For NY.
And there I'll stay tucked away till the prohibition of little
At least a couple of auto accidents to report to you tonight. One happening yesterday on Easter Sunday on Route 7. Today's also happening on Route 7 closer to Salyersville. It involved two trucks which collided with two drivers going to an area hospital. I don't have the identities of those involved, and some were juveniles, but there are some things that are very evident about this first crash. It happened at the intersection of the Mountain Parkway and Route 7. I am told that the A white passenger car seen here was exiting onto Route 7, I believe off the Mountain Parkway, while a gray passenger vehicle seen there in the far distance of your screen was traveling southbound when the two collided. There are 2 passenger seats in the back, 2 child safety seats. 2 children were in the car, at least 2 children, both properly restrained and suffered only minor injuries. All airbags apparently, as you can see, appeared to have deployed in that vehicle. The other car also was seriously damaged after the collision. At least the driver, I don't know about the other occupants, but was taken to an area hospital as well. And there's the evidence of Easter seen as well, in addition to airbags that were deployed all throughout the vehicle, undoubtedly resulting in a lot of less injury. Also, signs of Easter strewn all about. But the bottom line is that everyone walked away. Everyone was taken to an area hospital. I do believe possibly one child taken home by a family member, but for the most part, no life-threatening injuries, and that was a good outcome for an Easter Sunday collision such as this. This was earlier today in the Salyer Branch Hill on Route 7, just a few miles from that location, where a truck belonging to Sloan Energy, the white F-150 that you saw there in front of you, now towards the back of your screen, was traveling southbound on the Salyer Branch Hill. The driver, I'm told by authorities, lost control of the vehicle. It crossed into the other lane of travel and struck this gray pickup truck here. Both occupants were, I believe, injured but not life-threatening injuries. Both were taken to an area hospital by ambulance for their injuries. The gray truck was operated by Sayersville City Councilman Jeff Bailey, who was taken possibly for some fractured ribs and other injuries, while the accident does remain under investigation in regards to the handling of the accident by McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Jonathan Holbrook. With Mr. Bailey's absence tonight due to his injuries, as well as another absence or 2, there's also not going to be a Sayersville City Council meeting for this Monday. The regular session has now been postponed. Now on to just a couple of things on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. The McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center, I'm told, will be closed tomorrow, and therefore they won't be delivering any home-delivered meals. No Meals on Wheels tomorrow, as the Senior Citizen Center will be closed this Tuesday. And remember, you can give your child a Head Start, as the McGoffin County Head Start program is now taking applications for the next school year all week long. If your child is going to be 3 or 4 by August the 1st, they are eligible for Head Start. You can come by the office or call 349-3488. And a reminder that North McGoffin Elementary and South McGoffin Elementary have both informed me that they have kindergarten registration ongoing the rest of this week. That's right. South McGoffin and North McGoffin kindergarten registration, if your child will be 5 on or before August the 1st, they're eligible. And Knickerbockers is going to be at the Mount Sinai Church. That's May the 5th and 6th, so you've got time to put it on your calendar. And if you have any questions, call Rita at 349-2835. But Mount Sinai Church having a fundraiser via Knickerbockers on May the 5th and 6th. In funeral arrangements this evening, 71-year-old Elva Dean Minix of Sayersville passed away on the 15th, survived by her husband Ronald, as well as a son Vince and daughters Rhonda Minix, Peggy Trimble, and Katie Howard. Visitation is this evening, all day tomorrow, and prior to services that begin this Wednesday morning at 11, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home, once again in honor of 71-year-old Elva Dean Minix. 62-year-old Virgil Hall of Lacey Creek passed away on the 15th, married to Linda LeMaster Hall, who survives. He's also survived by son Tracy Hall and daughter Misty Music. Visitation is this evening, all day tomorrow, and up until services begin Wednesday at 2, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Burial will follow at the Browns Fork Cemetery on Lacey. And lastly tonight, Linda K. Woodward Krantz of Printer passed away on April the 16th, formerly of McGoffin County, the daughter of the late Reese and Marie Salyer Woodard. She survived by sons Reese and Michael Salyer and a daughter, Audrey K. Woodard. A memorial service, I am told, will be held at a later date. Last week at this time and all the way up through Friday, most all, if not all, eyes were on the Easter Sunday forecast. For those in McGoffin County, all eyes now on a Saturday prom forecast. But we've got a few days of interest between now and then as well. Well, for the past few hours up until the beginning of the program, we enjoyed a little break. We had some showers earlier, and they started to kind of skies started to clear, a little bit of sunshine poking through, and temperatures right now on the climb. 76 a few moments ago, 77 right now. But as you'll see, we have a really good chance of some more showers tonight. While the forecast calls for a 20% chance of showers, that's dependent on whether or not this moisture can hang on and hang together by the time it rolls back in or into eastern Kentucky. While we have a few small showers out in front of it, we do have a 20% chance, is what the Weather Service is calling for it making it into the area during the overnight. No heavy rain, but just more clouds, more showers possible during your overnight with a low of right around 48 degrees. And those mostly cloudy skies tonight should give way to some partly sunny skies tomorrow. We'll have about a 20% chance of showers early tomorrow, after 1 o'clock or so, and 74 for your daytime high. By tomorrow night, we'll up that to about a 40% threat of showers and thunderstorms, as we'll see mostly cloudy skies in your Tuesday. Midweek, if you want to look that far ahead, 77, a bit warmer and a bit cloudy. We'll also on your Wednesday have a 30% chance of some showers and thunderstorms early, and that might bump up to about 40 or 50 by Wednesday night. Thursday, partly sunny and warm. Our warmest day of the bunch, our warmest of the forecast period at 81, 53 for nighttime lows. Partly sunny skies, 30% chance of showers early, increasing to 50 late. And then with that warm air, we'll see it collide with a bit of cool air. And by Friday, things take a dip. 66, partly sunny, still can't shake a 30% chance of showers. There's a chance of showers each and every day in your forecast. And if you're looking out for a prom forecast right now, and it's changed in the last 24 hours, but right now, a 40% chance of some showers and thunderstorms early, 50% late, mostly cloudy, and 70 degrees. I'll know more as the week progresses. As for the latter half of your weekend, I think 66 will about top it on your Sunday. Sayersville City Council, which was to meet tonight, of course, has been canceled to be rescheduled at a later date, so we won't have that coverage for you. I'm quite uncertain about the McGoffin County Fiscal Court. They had set a regular session for 1 o'clock tomorrow. I think it has been moved up to a now special session at 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll try to dig a little deeper into that and maybe have coverage for you on tomorrow night's program. Regardless of what we have, we'll have news that you're only going to see if you see us tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.